You know what an island EQ is, right? If you're stranded on an island and you could only have one EQ, what would you choose? Mine would be E6.
So just know your tools and, you know, really just experiment creatively, you know, because there's some great things out there. And look at what they've done, the rack extensions and all of that stuff. And you got a great opportunity to come here and talk with these guys and experiment. I'm wearing out, but don't let me go.
Personally, I'll tell you what I don't like about the retro EQ is I can't get the damn thing to sound bad. No matter what I do, it sounds great. I mean, the EQ coupling is perfectly done.
I just finished a mix on a Chevelle record and the bass wasn't quite subby like it needed to be, and it was perfectly in phase, so I decided to take one of the amplifiers and flip it out of phase, and it kind of made it a little bit scooped in the mid-range and kind of really bottomy, and it worked out great to give it this almost Mesa Boogie kind of bass sound. And actually in that case I had a filter bank inserted on the second amp track, and I would sit around and just keep flipping it in and out depending on where I sat the guitar so I can make the bass work in the mix.
So I've used it on a couple of records recently where I've had a vocalist where when they sing quietly they need a lot of mid-range added to get the presence out in their voice. And then when they start belting, it goes super nasal and crazy. And I was starting to split the vocal onto a couple of different tracks and things, and then the AE400 actually came out, and I got my email to say, hey, there's an AE400, you should check it out. And I got it, and I'm going to throw this back over to Colin to sort of explain how it works, but it's magic, and it's completely different from a multi-band compressor, and it lets you do things to sound in such a way that where you used to feel like I need to automate the EQ or split something up or have it on 3 different tracks to decide how I'm going to process different things, it's now really easy to get an amazing EQ curve that actually changes based on the input, which is spectacular.
The multi-band compressor, you can actually just isolate certain frequencies that might be problematic. In the dubstep case, obviously, the lowest one, and then just compress that without losing, without having to EQ it, because a lot of times what happens is that people trying to control a certain frequency will kill it, will just shelve everything that's great about all those 808s or dubstep basses.